Today I'm playing Fall Guys for the first time in months, while Stentric is playing the ripoff called Stumble Guys. If he gets 10 wins before I get 3, I have to play Stumble Guys for a video. But if I get to 3 first, he has to stop uploading Stumble Guys until the game's next update. In my first match, I took a trip down memory lane and played 3 levels from Legacy Season 1. Dude, I love this. It's the Season 1 rounds. I'm goated at these. A lot of the new players aren't. 3 years of experience allowed me to shred all of these levels with no problem. Stentric is engaging in some villainous behavior, using pay-to-win abilities to get an advantage. In this case, he combines the invisibility and punching emotes to sneak attack people.
You can go invisible and punch them off. See, I'm gonna try to do it. Oh, I missed him. Do it again. Oh, let's go! Oh, I just killed like 2 people.
Next, I got a level that I've never seen before, called Uphill Struggle, and struggle I did. I had to figure this out on the fly, including a steep platform that you'd fall off of unless you dive. The slope really changes everything. Usually I'd have no problem clearing this bar, but it caught my foot on the upswing. I touched the top of this checkpoint and received the indicator that I reached it, but for some reason the game still respawned me at the previous one. Even after all this, I still managed to qualify. Whew, that one's stressful. My lobby seems relatively soft, so we should be in good shape for the final. But then I got Royal Fumble, the most luck-based final in the game, and I also hear this from Stentric.
Oh, it's a 1v1. Let's go! He died. Second win is done.
That's right, I'm still completing my first match and he already has 2 Stumble Guys wins. That's because it takes about 2.5 times longer to complete a Fall Guys match. The time it takes to win and the skill of the other players are why I only need 3 wins to his 10. I tried many angles to intercept the guy who had the tail until I caught a lucky break when they tripped on a ledge.
You better get the tail quick.
I got it. 10 seconds. The last 10 seconds felt like 10 minutes. I had to weave between 2 players and ran right by someone who could have had me if they turned around sooner. I dodged one last guy who was waiting on the other side and claimed my first win. Yes, sir! We got there! A common theme in my second match was overcoming a rough start with a strong finish. I got stuck behind the pack in Party Promenade, but finished top 5. I got stuck behind a snowball in Tundra Run, but used a technique called Superman to fly back to the front. Finally, there were a bunch of people in front of me, and I had to count on some of them messing up. Oh man, this is gonna be close. Oh, no room for error. Once again, round 4 is when things get real. I spawned on the right of my group and knew that I was closest to this hoop on the edge, but I almost gave it to someone else. I was quickly falling behind until I found a golden opportunity. 2 tried to use the structure below this hoop, but I had to be patient and wait for my platform to rise. It only took 20 more seconds for everyone else to qualify, so I might have been dead without that hoop. Before the final, let's check in on Stentric.
Oh, nice. It lets me use the volleyball emote this time. Oh, wait, that made it worse for me. I literally just threw a win. Well, I lost. You know, I'm just gonna put my controller down. There's no point in playing.
He lost twice in a row, so I have a huge opportunity to pull ahead. I'm on Jump Showdown this time, and why do I hear boss music? We could be in for a serious battle. I was stranded on a platform by myself, but luckily it didn't fall. Instead, everyone else got bunched together on the other side. 5 were eliminated within the first 2 minutes. What helped me during this final was finding a rhythm. I knew that I had to jump 3 times before going under the big beam, and eventually changed that to 4 times. But with 2 minutes left, all 3 of us were still alive. Then sure enough, I found who the boss music was coming from. My last opponent was the same one I ran into at the beginning of Hoopsie Legends, and they were not going to make this easy. I grazed the top of the beam, but barely got away with it. We've been at this for 4 minutes, and they still wouldn't fall, but my foot got caught on the beam, and that was enough to finish me. I lost.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I just lost my game too.
That's the most insane Jump Showdown I've ever had. That guy freaking earned the win, man. I have to respect it, but like, wow, that sucks. From this point on, I have a new problem. My lobbies are getting noticeably harder. I had a fantastic start on Whirligig. Oh, that's beautiful. Until someone flew into me while I was jumping. This small misfortune was almost enough to eliminate me. I made some minuscule errors on Hit Parade and barely got last place. On airtime, I remembered to move around instead of staying in one spot and fell only once. That one fall put me in 10th out of 12. Thank goodness, dude. Very small room for error. Star chart is more complicated because you have to pay attention when someone else figures out the path. I fell twice after the path was revealed, but snuck into the final once again. I'm doing the qualify last every round challenge in this one.
On purpose or accident?
Accident. I'm not gonna showboat that much. Meanwhile, Stentric has been relying on the volleyball emote to increase his speed, but the speedrun tricks he uses start to backfire.
No, the bar. Oh no. I used the volleyball emote to pick up some speed, and the volleyball emote actually ended up getting me ragdolled.
That's a mechanic in the Stumble Guys, actually. I think it's called Karma.
Probably. Emotes are bad, confirmed.
He tries using the volleyball again on Jungle Roll, but his opponent decides to fight fire with fire.
No, that guy has the volleyball emote. Oh god. Sweaty lobby, sweaty lobby.
This time, I get a final I've never even played before. What is this? I don't know what this final is at all, which is bad news in such a tough lobby. The odds are against me, and once you're behind, it's really hard to catch up. I moved from 6th place to 4th by cutting some tight corners, but the top 3 are way far ahead. It looked like my fate was sealed. I'm counting on everyone else to mess up now, and it turns out that all but one of them whiffed at the end. I clawed my way back to 2nd place, but it wasn't enough. After this, Stentric got his 5th win, halfway to victory.
Let's go, dude. Let's go. 5th win done.
My win condition is clear now. I need to get back-to-back W's to finish before Stentric. Fortunately, my lobby seemed to be much softer in the first few rounds. I had no issues until Tail Tag. This level has stood the test of time as one of the most infamous and dangerous rounds, because of how quickly things can change when the clock runs down. I locked on to this burger man for about 10 seconds until I finally got his tail. I was about to get away, but someone came out of nowhere and snatched it before I could react. Both of them ran away, but there was one more nearby. They practically walked up and handed it to me. You can tell that Stentric isn't being impacted by skill-based matchmaking as much as I am. He secures a 6th win in Sharkmuda Triangle. I made it to my 4th final in a row and hit the jackpot. The bad news is that my lobby won't make it easy. Look how much time everyone managed to spend on the first layer. There are 5 of us up here when we run out of tiles. The key to Hexagon is creating space for yourself and staying above the other players, but every time I found some footing, it was vultured. On the 3rd lowest floor, I finally managed to find a group of tiles for myself. This gives me enough time to scout what's happening on the final floor, but there were still 6 of us when I dropped down. Remember the burger man that I targeted in Tail Tag? They decided to take revenge and sweep my whole group of tiles. I was so caught off guard that I missed the 2 tiles to my right, and the match was decided in that split second.
I just got my 7th win.
You perfectly timed that remark, because I lost by like 0.5 seconds on Hexagon. With Stentric at 7 wins now, this 1v1 went from a promising start to completely falling off the rails. My recording software started lagging, and Stentric got 10 wins before I even made it to another final.
I got my 10th win. It is over. I won the 1v1.
I'll see you guys next time with that Stumble Guys video.